I guess you could say this was a bit of a loony holiday. You are such a booty.
Shut up.
Hi guys, welcome back to our Charming Analysis podcast, and welcome back to our second to last Christmas Palooza video. It's going to be a bit of a shorter one again, folks, but we are excited to talk about Bah Humduck, which is a Looney Tunes Christmas Special. So for those who don't know, this is based off of the Christmas Carol. So basically Daffy owns a big-ass company, and a lot of the other Looney Tunes characters work for him. And he has to learn to not be a greedy bitch. That's basically the gist of what it is. But it's following the same formula as the Christmas Carol, both Looney Tunes characters.
And it's very short.
Yeah, it's like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but since you don't have as many thoughts as I do, honey, why don't you go first? What did you think of the special? I want to know. Because you said you've only seen the Looney Tunes show before now.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did you think of the special?
I liked the animation, but it's Warner Brothers animation.
And it's also came out in 2006.
Yes, so 2D Warner Brothers animation, which is
You got to
nice.
speak louder, honey.
It's 2D Warner Brothers animation, which is nice to see. I don't have a nostalgic connection to Looney Tunes.
Like I do.
Yeah. So yeah, I watched it and I was like, this exists. And it wasn't really it was just kind of there, you know. It's a cartoon. It's a cartoon that was doing movement and stuff, and that's all I can say about it. I was just like watching it, and I was like, okay, I'll probably never watch you again, but, you know, at least I can cross that off my list of millions of things I need to see.
Oh, Lord.
That's all I can say.
Was it that bad?
I wasn't that bad. I just wasn't really impressed by it.
You just thought it was average?
Yeah.
Okay, well, for me, I actually used to watch this special all the time when I was a kid. This was one of my favorite holiday specials I used to watch with my family and stuff. So getting to see this again after so long was a very nice treat, because I don't think I've seen this movie since I was still living with my mom. So it's been a very long time. But I do miss old Looney Tunes and stuff like that. Like, we haven't really gotten too many, like, interesting ones besides the Looney Tunes show, which I will admit I did really like. It was nice going back to look at what Looney Tunes used to be like before they did the Looney Tunes show, and like kind of how they've really done much with the property and stuff over the years. It was kind of nice seeing it again for like the first time in like a long while. It's been a long time since I last saw it. But so I guess, did you like how they did this version of the Christmas Carol? Like, what did you think of that?
The Christmas Carol is such a
overdone story.
It doesn't do anything for me anymore, and I've not even seen the majority of them out there.
There's a bunch of different ones.
I know. I haven't even seen the majority of them out there, but I'm already like, man, it's kind of whatever to me.
Yeah.
At this point.
I get that. If I'm watching it for the first time, I would gladly watch it again, because I like Looney Tunes. It doesn't get old for me. Mm-hmm. And also, it's one of those hyperfixations I have that it's not as like prominent as like some of my other ones I have, but it is one I do enjoy. It's more of like a guilty pleasure, because I haven't like, I've actively kept up with it, but I haven't like super gotten hyperfixated on it. You know what I mean? It's one of my lesser hyperfixations that I have. Mm-hmm. Honestly. But I do like seeing when new stuff comes out for it, honestly, because I like to see what they do with it, because they always like to experiment with it, which I think is good, while also still kind of keeping like a basic formula, but kind of like improving on it and stuff like that, depending on what you look at and stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm trying to think of Like another question to ask my bean. But, so I guess seeing this compared to the Looney Tunes show, would you watch more of, like, the older Looney Tunes, or you just going to stick to your little corner with the Looney Tunes show?
I'm just going to stick to my little corner of the Looney Tunes and not get too invested into it. I know it's a big, like, a big brand and all that stuff.
It's a big problem. It's one of the bigger...
It's what founded Warner Brothers in the first place, and it's just, like...
It's one of the more,
It's the oldest property in the fucking world.
Yeah, I think it's the oldest, and the second being, I think, maybe Scooby-Doo. I think, well, basically, this property and Scooby-Doo are both, like, these franchises in and of itself have been, like, the oldest I think Warner Brothers has, which is, I'm surprised they still have Looney Tunes going, to be honest with you. Same with Scooby-Doo, but, like, they always reincarnate it, like, every so often, though.
Yeah.
But I think, like, compared to Scooby-Doo with it having, like, so many, I don't think Looney Tunes has as many as they used to. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, they still have a bunch of properties and stuff for it, but not as much as, definitely not as much as Scooby-Doo. They've made so many iterations for Scooby-Doo, it's not even funny. But yeah, I guess what else did you think about it? Like, did you like who they had picking each character?
You talk about it. I have nothing to say. I have nothing really much to say. I just, like... I'm not a big Looney Tunes person, so...
I know, but it's nice to ask, because I like to, understand your point of view with it and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But, I kind of like how they picked each character for it, but I feel like they could have done a little bit differently with who they picked for the ghosts and stuff like that. Like, Granny and Tweety were fine. I feel like they could have switched Yosemite and Taz, maybe. I feel like that could have been a little bit better, in my opinion, but I think it works either way. Those two are kind of interchangeable, but in a sense. Even though they're two drastically different characters. Like, you got Yosemite, who's, like, always grumpy, and then you always got, like, Taz, who's, like, doesn't know how to fucking say, like, very many words kind of thing. But yeah, like, other than that, it is a pretty average film, I will say that. It's an average one. It's like, it's kind of in the middle when it comes to, Christmas Carol versions and stuff like that, but to me, it's one of my favorites. Mainly because I do like Looney Tunes, so I think if you're into Looney Tunes, you would probably like this a bit more. But if you're trying to get into Looney Tunes, I do suggest watching some of the older cartoons and the Looney Tunes show before trying to get into, like, all the side stuff, because, oh boy, there's a lot of side stuff for this. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say about this one.
You saw it as a kid, and it's nice revisiting it now, I guess you could say.
But what would you give it out of 10?
4.
You give it a 4?
Yeah, I don't think much of it.
Okay, well, that's kind of surprising. I wasn't expecting you to give it a 4, but okay. I would probably give it a 7 out of 10. I think it's decent. And I would definitely watch it again, because I really do like this franchise and stuff like that. But I will eventually try and get you to watch some of the other Looney Tunes stuff, if you'd like, because I think that'd be kind of interesting to show you some of the ones I grew up with. But yeah, I guess that's really all we have to say about this one. It's also another bit of a shorter one, but we have one more video we're going to be doing for the Christmas Palooza, and then we're basically done for this year, and then we'll be doing our end of the year podcast. So yeah, be on the lookout for our last episode for this year. Well, our last 2 episodes, but you know what I mean.
Yep.
But yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'm Mari.
I'm Jay.
And we're out.